Alright, hey guys.
Hello. So, yep, this is Sonic 2 right here.
The real Sonic too.
Yep. Not sure what Tails thinks he's trying to do, but yep. Did not get the skip. Figured I wouldn't. That is a very much an IL only skip. I'm just gonna go ahead and reset here. I'll give you a quick 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then we'll just get going.
Sure.
3, 2, 1, go. All right. So Sonic 2 for the Genesis does have Spin Dash, which means it's nice and fast. It does, however, have air speed cap, so that's something that I do have to be aware of. If I'm pressing right, then if I'm going above a certain speed, or left if I were going the other direction, then I would be slowed down to a set speed. I got a 20 there, so I don't have to turn in my speedrunner card. That's fortunate. Long score countdowns again, but not as bad as the Game Gear Master System versions. Thanks for the luck, everyone. And then going for a frame perfect jump here. Got it. So got the monkey jump there, as we call it, and that lets you skip those loops down below. Ooh, nice. Pretty good stage. This is a little bit slow for a 35 pace, but it's not far off, actually. And then manipulate Tails to get a couple hits on the boss there. There we go. So you can see I got a pretty low 36 there. The IL record is a 35. I have one TNT, and chat has one. I don't know if Worcester ever bothered to get it, or Mike, or any of those other people who are good at this game. But yeah. Now we're on a chemical plant. And this is actually one of the most consistent stages in the entire speedrun as Sonic. I'm going to use... In fact, I already used speed cap once to my advantage there. And then I'm going to again over here. So I'm at the end of the stage now, and saved a little over 10 seconds by using that slope jump to get up in there. And then the first skip in the game, really, like, that wasn't much of a skip. Kind of guessed that the developers might have thought you'd be able to do that, is right here. I'm actually delaying my spin dash slightly, getting Tails set up so that slightly after I get past there, he'll make that gate open because he passes underneath, and now I've skipped just about half the level. Nice, got the good slope jump there. Get some extra speed from the slope, so it'll carry me over that gap. This should be a 40, so I'm actually off to a really good start right now. Yep. Hopefully none of the audio things are on my side. I shouldn't have crap audio capture, honestly. Okay. I was trying for a blind slope jump there, then another slope jump that I just flat out missed. Aquatic Ruin is really annoying because of all the really tiny slopes here. I actually lost a little bit of time by not waiting for 30, but screw it. You can basically save up to about 6 2/3 seconds getting a 30, then slightly faster times in-game. That's why we go in-game for this. And... okay, I think I was a frame late there. I was going for a jump that would have let me hit that pillar on the underside, and that would have allowed me to keep my speed throughout this entire underwater section. Instead, I lost a few seconds there. That's alright. Now, if I get a frame-perfect kill on this boss, it's actually beneficial. Against pretty much every other boss you can do it against. I was early there. But against pretty much every other boss, it's actually bad. So 49 is obviously not great, but it's typical to lose a fair amount of time if you don't get the jump underwater. Then Casino Night. Other than perfectionism, this is the first major run killer just because it tends to really punish your mistakes. So there's a jump up here that I'm going to be doing that I need to kind of modulate. Looks good. Okay, I'm through. So that's the hard part. And now that invincibility and the speed shoes carry me nicely through to the end of the level, and I should get a 28 here. Or 29, because I got stopped by subpixels on the ground, because they're a thing. I didn't really feel like waiting for the 30, so whatever. Anyway, that was a pretty solid execution. Just losing that extra second at the end, really not anything I can do about it. And then here, this is a comparatively consistent level, although there are a couple places where it's easy to lose a little bit of time. First one is right here. So, if I got that on the first bounce, that would have been nice, but that's still not bad. The upper path is a little bit better in terms of speed. I was a little bit sloppy there, but it's not a big deal. And I still have speed shoes, and got a pretty decent bounce, so I'm doing all right here. And going for... okay, I had just a little bit too much momentum there. The clips between those flippers. Use the start of the boss music as an audio cue, and he has really long invulnerability after your first hit for whatever reason. So, yeah. And if we have donations, go ahead and say some of them. I see Paulie mentioning them in chat.
Okay.
So.
We have $20 from Final Flame that says, "Let the U.S. soundtrack reign supreme," and $50 from... how do you say your name? Is it
AlecK47.
not you? Is it
Right.
Sazpamon?
Sazpamon?
Yeah, Sazpamon. There we go. I said it. $50 from him. He said, "Put this towards the superior U.S. soundtrack." And then, so we have $5 from Anonymous too. And I might as well throw that in there with that. So that's 75 for US. And
invincibility
David
frames get me into the lava there, and then the first zip of the run. That's just being inside the wall and using the game's physics to eject you in the way you want to go really fast. It skips about 9-10 seconds of the level. Anyway, go ahead and finish off what you're saying there.
I was just saying, for CD, US is at 75 now, JP's at 10.
Oh boy. Bad Tez might be a little bit mad about that. But we'll see. Anyway, I got a rather tight slope jump at the start of this level, so I have a shot at the early cycle here. It's going to depend on how I get through this section. It's looking like I just barely missed it. So, yeah. What I'm going to do here instead is I'm going to go for the half cycle. And I got that at least. Nice, I got through there. That jump is a lot tighter than you might think. And I clipped through the platform there. That's just something that happens every now and then. Not a whole lot you can do about it. And I bonked on the wall, so no spring to spring. Still a pretty decent level. Not amazing, but by no means bad. And don't worry, the bosses actually get challenging at the end of the run, so they're not all that easy. And yeah, the category that Madtaz is running, you also have to deal with some of the best special stages in the entire Sonic series. I just love those special stages. Anyway, up here I'm going to jump off these spikes, skip that gate. It's actually not super difficult. You can also spin dash off those crushers there, and I often do, but I wasn't at a good time in the cycle to do that. Anyway, here, Mystic Cave 2, another relatively easy stage, but also really fun. I just like the way these levels play. Decent stage. I got to the wall pretty much right as it hit 30 seconds on the clock, which isn't bad. And, yeah, that boss gave me a friendly pattern, so I didn't even really have to move much from the stalactites. 44 is fine. But the next level, Oil Ocean, is one of the more death-prone levels in this run. So we'll see how that goes, because I'm going to be going underneath pretty much the entire level. Playing it safe here. And I skipped the fan there. Nice. That's what you want to do. There's basically kind of timing by feel when you go through there, using full jumps to kind of make sure that you end up doing the last jump at the right position. Now here we're going to have our first level wrap. I'm going to start by activating a glitch that is going to mess up Sonic's physics right here. And then I'm going to use that to get myself in the wall over here. Ooh. Dang. Okay. That's probably the biggest mistake in the run so far. And that's still fine. Can clip through the floor there, and it's faster to die at that point. But now I went past the boundary of the level so quickly that the game just put me at the end because it can't handle negative numbers in your coordinates. Okay, no one cycle here either, so that pretty much kills whatever chance I had at a PB. I was actually on really good pace. I would have had a shot at it. But, you know, this is a marathon run. The fact that I was on as good a pace as I was up until now is actually really cool. I didn't want to jump there, but okay. Anyway, so what happened there was I did a new setup that we have that eliminates the positioning for getting the one cycle on that boss. It's just a matter of timing. I was a little bit slow, and so I got bounced down instead of bouncing off the top of the boss. Oh, I had the nice spin dash there. I didn't think I did. And I'm going to kind of... Okay, then. It was a little bit weird there. But anyway, I was trying to make sure that Tails wouldn't keep that gate open, because he has a tendency to do that when you lose him where I did. Tails should be... Oh, he dropped down. Okay, there it is. So you want Tails around for this nut here, because it makes it go up quite a bit faster. Obviously, I lost a fair amount of time trying to get him to where I was, but that just happens sometimes. Done right, he'll be there within a second or two. And because this level wraps vertically, I was able to despawn that not by jumping off the camera, basically. Nice, perfect spin dash at the end, got me over that gap. And since it was deloaded, I just got myself inside it and jumped. You can do it a faster way, but there's no way I'm doing that in a marathon because, well, you die, you go back to the start of the level. That's unfortunate. One thing that can happen here when I'm trying to do the setup to get to this level wrap is basically that. If you just slightly miss your jump there, and Tails gets... Oh, and I missed the setup entirely. At this point, it's faster to just die, so... Ending up inside the pistons there. Anyway, using the same kind of trick that I did, there's the setup, to get inside the lava here, and then I have to jump into that little pipe there, and then I do a little manipulation to make sure I fall on the right part of the spikes down there, and then I zip to the left and get a level wrap. And when you hit this, the frame it loads, that's what you get. It doesn't load from the right sprite bank, and it looks all silly. So that's the easy level wrap. Definitely the hardest part about that is actually getting to the place where you perform it. This next one is the hardest trick in this run. There are harder tricks you could do, but they are not feasible for a single segment run. Okay, I was a little bit late there on that pause. Tails is going to walk off this platform. Nice, second try. That's actually still really good. Tails walked off the platform, causing it to fall, putting me in the wall. And there are a few different frames that could work there to start the zip, and then there are two frame windows that you have to let go of the D-pad within in order to get the level wrap. Otherwise, you just get stopped at the level boundary. Oh man, and this time that second spin dash, that's unfortunate. So I don't need that ring, fortunately, at the point where I can just, kill the boss by spinning into it like that. There's a faster way that someone figured out to somewhat consistent, get the boss to just stay low for the whole fight, but I haven't really learned or mastered that. And now we're on to a 2-minute, 6-second auto-scroller, so if you have anything to say, Polly, now's your time.
Hi.
Hi.
That's pretty much it. But other than we're $145 from 2000. And 2000 is a lot.
You want to hit the 2000 during Sonic 2, guys? I'd like it if you did.
You also unlock 2 bonus runs.
So yeah, not really much to say during this auto-scroller. Sonic is kind of summing up my feelings about it. It is a nice kind of chill time to catch your breath if you're on PB pace and just refocus yourself after going, holy crap, I actually got past Metropolis. And that's about the best I can say about it, honestly.
This is not much different than Statics, other than you can actually die here.
Yeah, you can actually die, like that spin dash, because I did 3 taps. Could have died there. Anyway, most of those spin dashes would have killed me if I hadn't activated a glitch that kept me glued to the right-hand side of the screen as well, because if you have too much speed, Tails won't be able to keep up, and you'll just fall to your death. As of a year or two ago, we like to call it the Argic. Now, we're back to real gameplay. So... Oh, I triggered the speed cap a little earlier than I wanted to there, but that's fine. Just changes my jumping pattern there ever so slightly. And now these platforms are on a global cycle from power on, so you can't really predict when they're going to be out. I did figure out a way to manipulate them for IL purposes, but that requires a death. Oh, come on. Fine. Okay. And now, I just activated Slope Glitch. Belior knows I'm going for it. And that's going to allow me to just carry the slope and get into the floor. Unfortunately, I didn't hit quite the right part there, so I didn't get deep enough. And that looks good. So now I should be able to just spin dash inside the boss. You have to get the boss to load within a certain memory value, and there are a variety of ways to manipulate the boss into that position. Look up. It's a good sprite. The game is trying to load from a sprite bank that doesn't really exist, so along with the black flames, which is a side effect of the way I loaded the boss room, the black flames don't happen every time. I was able to basically not only cheese the boss, but get the game to just load things in a silly way. This also means if I kill the boss here, Silver Sonic, on a specific frame, which is 1 frame away from a soft block, I can get animal explosions, not just for that, but also for the Death Egg boss. And no, Final Flame, I'm not going for 12-0. Okay, a little bit slow for soft lock and animal explosions there. I was trying for one or the other. That's okay. You can one-cycle this boss, but it's very, very, very difficult. Instead, just go for this nice, safe 10-2 strat. Get ready on time. When I fade out at the end of the level. And time.
$23.07.
Not bad. Only a couple really bad mistakes, and the only one that really cost a whole ton of time was messing up the setup for Metropolis 2, which I do inordinately often in marathon runs for this. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah, that run went quite well overall, so I'm happy with it. Oh, thanks for the keeping track of in-game time. 17:19 is not bad at all for a marathon run of this. Would have liked to be in the 16-minute range, and definitely would have been if not for Metro 2, but hey, you can't have that every time. That's about it. I guess we'll go ahead and pass it off to set up for the next run.
Alright.